Good morning. It's Thursday. It's Positive Talk Time Day. We are at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville. We are broadcasting live here this morning. We're going to be sitting down with Jessica Cook, talking all about the doggies. We've got a brand new dog to feature for you that we want to get adopted. I can't wait for you to see him. I fell in love with him a couple of weeks ago. I know you will as well. His disposition, his gorgeous eyes. I can't wait for you to meet Theo. Want to welcome you aboard if you're brand new. Hey, I love having new people. Let us know where you're watching from because we've had people all over the United States and in other countries. And I, of course, want to thank the person who turned you on to the show, or let us know if, hey, you found it organically. So yes, we're going to talk about dogs today. We'll talk about the really wonderful showing that they had with the SuperBowl Squares and what that's going to allow them to do with Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. Speaking of the Super Bowl, of course, we had great news talking about Kansas City winning the Super Bowl. They had the big parade yesterday. I'm sure like a lot of you watched the parade. Did you turn it off though before the horrific news happened? We're going to talk about the parade itself and then what happened thereafter. And our thoughts and prayers are going out to all of those in Kansas City. I'll explain more on that if you didn't hear about the shooting. But we also want to talk about the weather. What the weather? And you're going to be saying just that as you go into tomorrow. That's why we wanted to bring our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, back into the mix with us. Good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So today, I'm sure you have school because it was a little wet this morning. That rain hopefully has moved out, but I don't know about tomorrow. But Beckett is the one that probably knows here. The reason why we wanted to bring Beckett back on is because of this watcher that we mentioned a couple of days ago. So for the rest of today, what are we expecting?
So for the rest of the day, today we're going to have a high around 55 degrees, 54, 55 degrees and sunny. So a pretty nice day. And then timing it out tomorrow, we are going to be having some snow.
Okay, so this is what we want to talk about, Beckett. Is it going to affect the morning commute and is it going to accumulate or is the ground temperature too warm for this?
I think it will accumulate. It depends if we get that heavier snow, but I think we will. Could this just be an event where we just see grassy surfaces? Probably the most likely scenario, but if we do see those heavier bands come through, we could see some accumulation on those roadways. Now, 8 a.m. tomorrow, we are going to be having some snow coming through the area, some wintry mix down towards Festus, down towards Farmington there as well. Now, by 10 a.m., we're going to continue to be having that area of snow moving through the area from Kansas City all the way through St. Louis on that I-70 corridor. Because this is during the morning commute, could we have some school closing? I think that is very possible. Still seeing that wintry mix south of St. Louis. Then by 12 a.m., this continues to move to the east, continuing to see that snow in St. Louis. And then by 2 to 3 p.m., we will see that start to taper off. Now, our snow accumulation map, St. Louis right now, I'm thinking about 1 to 3 inches, probably around 1 inch of snow on those grassy surfaces. Again, if we can get that heavier snow, we could see it on those roads. And then up towards Moberly and Quincy, up towards Mark Twain Lake, could we get 2 to 3 inches? I think that is possible. I think that's where we'll have the heaviest sustained area of snowfall tomorrow morning into early tomorrow afternoon. Now, our 7-day outlook today, we got a high of 55, mostly sunny with a low of 34. Tomorrow, high of 35. That high will probably be in the morning because throughout the day our temperatures will be dropping as that snow moves in through mid-morning, low of 20, so getting cold Friday night. But then as we go into Saturday, pretty chilly, high of 36, but sunny, so that'll be nice, low of 28. And then look as we go into early next week. We're seeing that warm up again. We just continue to see these warm days. Lots of sun here. Sunday, sunny with a high of 52. Monday, 57. We will have a lot of cloud cover around, though. And then Tuesday, very sunny, 63, so that's going to be nice. And then Wednesday, we could have another chance at 70 degrees that we had a couple weeks ago. So definitely going to see that warm up. We first got to get through that snow tomorrow morning.
It's just crazy, but it's such typical St. Louis. And we're talking about springtime temperatures. Yeah. We were just flirting with 70, and here we are. We were hoping that the snow was out of the forecast. So the timing of that, as Beckett just said, is not going to be the best for the morning commute. Could be slick. Was hoping that maybe we just stay on the grassy surfaces, the elevated surfaces. But the reason why we wanted to bring Beckett on, and if you're available, I'd love to bring you on again tomorrow morning to break it down. Is that going to work with you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we'll do that. So I just want you to be weather aware, be smart. If you can stay home, you can work remotely, etc. That would be great. But as Beckett just said, your kids may be staying home from school tomorrow because of the timing of it all. So Beckett, thank you so much. Enjoy school today, and then maybe you'll get a chance to be off tomorrow. Are you off on Monday on President's Day?
Yes, I am.
Well, so one of the things that I have been asking kind of behind the scenes, a lot of people said that they would love to see you and I in studio together. So we should try to make that work. I don't know what your schedule looks like on Monday, but at some point I got to get you in our set.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So again, if you're brand new to the show, this is aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore giving you what the weather, and I know a lot of you are going to say just that most likely as we get ready to see beautiful temperatures again, but mixed in with what we have to get past tomorrow. So Beckett, thank you. Have a beautiful morning, and then we'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
You too. See you tomorrow.
All right, that's Beckett Moore. We are going to talk about the doggies. That's what you're seeing, of course, behind me. But before then, I want to again, put our thoughts and our prayers out to the city of Kansas City, obviously throughout Missouri. There were a lot of people that drove from St. Louis down to the parade yesterday, the 11 a.m. parade. And if you turned off the TV like I did, then you did not see what happened shortly after the big celebration. So this morning I turned the TV on and was watching one of the reporters who was getting ready to do his live shot, and all of a sudden heard the chaos behind him, heard people scurrying, heard what he believed was gunshots, and was trying to get back to the station to say something's going on here, which was absolutely chilling. There was one person, a woman, was killed in the shooting yesterday. And it was the heroics of a lot of the crowd that was able to take one of the suspects down. People were saying, get that guy. There was a guy on the radio this morning that said he hit him from behind and enough to jostle the gun, which he believed was inside of his sleeve or in his hand, out of his hand and then down onto the ground. And many of the parade goers were there. They held that particular suspect down until police were able to apprehend 3 people. As of right now, from what I'm hearing, taken into custody. There is no known motive. Somebody was saying that they thought there was an argument that broke out, but they do not think in any way it's tied to any type of terrorist act. There's a lot of investigation that will take place today, but 30 people injured, 22 of them from gunshots, 11 children. The good thing we're hearing is that they all should make a recovery. But think about the mental health aspect of what that has done to the children and to the parents, some of them as young as 6 years of age. And the woman that was killed, by the way, was a radio DJ that worked in Kansas City, which just sent me just so many chills throughout my spine, because there she is out covering for her radio station what should have been an incredible day. And this is what we're talking about. And this is why we're doing the show that we do, is to say, why senseless tragedies, when you think you can go out there with your family and cheer on those superstars, the kids looking up to those professional athletes. And this is the end result. Instead of the incredible things that we could have been talking about with the celebration of the Super Bowl and the craziness and the goofiness. And I don't know if you saw Travis Kelce on stage. That was what my post originally was about, was holy cow, he was so drunk trying to sing Friends in Low Places from Garth Brooks. It was nuts. My post wasn't at all going off on Travis. It was just kind of reminiscent of the St. Louis Blues winning the Stanley Cup and Brett Hall going on stage, and a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, get the microphone away. Well, the microphone, you know what? Look, they were all having a good time. Whatever you think about whether they should have been drinking or not drinking, they had a great time, right? And then they, hopefully were responsible. Somebody was driving them home after that. That's what people were talking about originally, and that's what we should be talking about right now. Instead, it is overshadowed by the senseless violence that took place. So what I'm asking each and every one of you to do is pray for all those families, everyone that's affected by that, and any new information that comes in, of course, we will pass along to you. All right, it is 7:10. So that's I do want to say one more thing about St. Louis City. For those that are going to be going to games for St. Louis City, they continue to bring more new local restaurants in. And congratulations to our friends, Mark and Jennifer Hinkle with Olive and Oak. They now will be one of the restaurants that will be inside St. Louis City, as well as I think Donut Drive-In, which is pretty cool. The really awesome thing about St. Louis City SC and their whole stadium, every one of the vendors inside are all local restaurants. How cool is that? We're all about supporting local and small businesses, right? And that's what we're doing here today. If you didn't get a chance to see us 2 weeks ago, we were here. Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue and Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville. Why? Well, it's because it's time for this. Oh, the doggies. We are going to sit down and talk with Jessica Cook, the owner of Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. They have 2 locations, Cottleville, which is where we are this morning, and then they have one in the O'Fallon area, and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue housed right here. We're going to talk with Jessica about many things, speed dating, about how great their SuperBowl Squares were and what that the outcome from that, what that allows them to do with their rescues. And speed dating is the one thing that I think is just going to be so amazing, and how you have this perfect fit. And then we're going to showcase. A lot of you are signing on saying you can't wait to see Theo. I love that already. Theo, we're going to see him live, but I'm also going to show you my meet and greet with him and how sweet he was. He is a kisser, by the way. We will have Jessica Cook in the bluish chair and the pink behind us. We're not in the blue chair in the studio, but she joins me when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthAndWellness.com. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Let's go. Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk some positivity. It's time for that. We know negative things happen in the world, but we're here to talk about positivity. It's Positive Talk Time with my friend Jessica Cook. Great to see you again.
Good to see you again. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for getting up early.
Yes.
And to your husband, I'm sorry I take her away from her barn chores.
Yeah. Every other Thursday, I'm busy. Yeah.
Did he say, where are you going?
He did. Again. I'm like, I told you. Yeah.
He'll get in a pattern. So every other Thursday, we are here at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. I had a chance to be here a couple of weeks ago and just fall in love with all the people that are coming in, dropping the dogs off. I told you there were 2 huge ones that came in that I was like, wow, they're beautiful. So that they're dropping off probably now or shortly.
Yes, we open at 7. Drop-off time is really popular between 7 and 9 for the play campers, the dogs that are coming for the day. They're on the way to work, and they're coming in, and then grooming starts slowly at 9 and some hotel guests. So it gets busy. Which
By the way, we are in the grooming room, and we'll show you. I've got Hannah Gassman here with me. She's one of my producers and editors. She'll be walking around a little bit later, showcasing for those of you that have never been here before. But I was telling people, Jessica, I said, I should start the show on one of the tables and then act like Jessica's getting ready to groom me. And then she'd be like, no. And the girl who does my hair would be like, no, right. Step away. Don't do that. So you actually, for those that have not met you, you come from a background of grooming.
Yes, that's what I started. So, I'm in my 40s now. And so I started bathing and grooming when I was 16, 17, all through high school, all through college, paid my way through college, was a vet tech as well. And, got my big girl job as an IT recruiter. And I was like, I went on my lunch break. I'm like, I'm a groomer. I'm a groomer through and through. I have to be with the animals. And then enter Yuppy Puppies.
Yeah. Which again, she took over Yuppy Puppy 2 locations. You want to give them the address and give them your website in the beginning?
Yeah.
We'll do that a few times throughout the show.
So website is yuppypuppyspa.com, and our locations in O'Fallon is 2301 Technology. And the one here that we're at in Cottleville is 5289 Highway N.
And this is where the rescue component is. How many dogs right now do you have up for adoption?
We just had some intakes thanks to our
Yes.
SuperBowl. I believe we're at about 36 right now.
So they had SuperBowl Squares that they did, and you said that it was so successful that you were able to take in
5 dogs.
five new
dogs.
rescues.
Yes.
And again, I don't think people always understand when they're giving donations, what does it all go to? Oh, if I give a donation of $1,000, that might just take care of them for a year. No, there's so many levels of what you have to do to take care of these dogs.
Right. So on average, it's about $500 when a dog walks through our door for spay, neuter, heartworm test, chip, all the vaccines. And that's just if they're get a clean bill of health.
Right.
So ear infection, skin infection, you name it, adds to that bill. So, and our goal is to always improve. Yes, we'd love to say we're taking them all. We would get them all. We get tagged, and it breaks my heart to turn so many away.
Yep.
But the truth is, when a dog comes in, has my last name, has the rescue name until they get adopted, I need to make sure I have those funds to where all their needs are met. So our goal is we always have to have at least $500 to when we say yes to a dog.
Yeah. So again, thank you to all that bought the squares and were able to allow them to take in these 5 new rescues. We're going to talk about a lot of different things today. We've got some speed dating. Is that today from noon to 5?
Yep.
What is that all about? We're going to talk about speed dating, and then we're going to show you Theo. But before we do that, we're in the grooming room. So I wanted to talk about this. You said that there was a really amazing story that took place with one of our viewers who also happens to be one of my clients. So I don't know if Terry's on right now, but if she is, let's talk about what happened with Terry's dog.
So that was, we came back from our Barquet event, and I seen this woman kind of nervously looking in the window, walking around. She didn't want to speak up. We thought she was shopping, and she said, "Are you Jessica?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I'm Monica's friend, and I seen you on the show, and I booked Lily, who I believe is going to turn 15, for a spa day." And she goes, I just want to make sure she's okay. She was so nervous. And so I said, "Come on." And I'm like, "Let's talk to your groomer." And so we came and got Sharon, and Sharon's like, "She's doing great, but she's an older girl, so we're going to take our time."
Yeah.
And I brought her on a tour. Like, let's show around. So by the time when she was waiting, we hope we eased all her concerns. The other groomers were up there talking to her because Lily apparently had not been kicked out, but was suggested by her previous groomer, maybe she shouldn't be groomed anymore.
Well, yeah. So, that's what I wanted you all to know. And this is the level of care. And this is the difference when you are going to bring your dog to Yuppy Puppy. So why do you think that would have taken place?
So she's an older girl and she has seizures.
So cute.
I know.
Oh, she has seizures.
She has seizures. And kudos to the groomer to say, maybe I shouldn't be caring for this dog, or our facility can't care for this dog, because it should be the dog's safety from day one anyway.
Sure.
And so but by taking that, they were a place that did dogs straight through. And Sharon, who was the groomer of Lily, said, "This is a dog you cannot rush, because medically she might go into a seizure if you were just getting it done. I'm going to get her done in an hour. I'm going to force that." So Lily, she's an old lady. So our groomers are empowered to, it's humanity while vanity. So if an old dog, we're going to take them to the bathroom 3-4 times. We're going to make sure they have a drink of water, but it does delay the process. But in the end result, it's Lily left happy, clean. Her mom was we let her look through. We're like, "Look through the window for the last part of it." And she's like, "She's just standing there. She looks so happy." And we're like, "Yes." And so, and we know older dogs, she probably had some arthritis. She can't stand. So Sharon was letting her sit, but means then we can't rush to finish her furnishings or her butt. And then, sometimes
gotta get her butt clean.
You only want to hold one paw up for so long. So you might do a couple nails on this one, put that one, and do it the other. So it is a slower process, but it's worth the process.
All right. Once again, let's actually bring our dog cam. We did this last time. Let me turn the audio off. Here we go. So dog cam, we said parents are dropping off their babies to be taken care of. We just missed the butt. I want to catch doggy butts. If you are just tuning in, it's Positive Talk Time from Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville. Jessica Cook, the owner. If you have not been here, and we did, so we told this story before. Jessica took care of our 3 babies. I looked at Adelaide yesterday and I'm like, "You got to go back, but you got to behave." You got to sit still while she's trying to groom you. So is that the thing that happens? People think, "Oh, that's really cool. I've never had my dog go to a spa day before." And they think it's going to get rushed through. And should we be back in an hour?
Right. Yes. And, there's things. So for instance, so when our groomers groom a rescue dog, like I just groomed our giant schnauzer sailor we have, it took me 3 days because I have the liberty of him being at our facility. I wanted to set him up for a lifetime of grooming success. He was a matted mess. His nails were long. So first day was spent up and off the table, just walking in the grooming
Association.
And then the next day was just a bath and a brush out. And then the next day was a full grooming. So, but with clients, we have to in one day, take that dog, or especially a puppy. We love setting the puppies up for success. So that's going to be some run around playtime, that bonding with the grooming, taking in the bath, holding for a little bit. So it's not just wash, groom, off the table, call the mom. It is a process.
Well, and this is a good thing to talk about, because let's go ahead and transfer that to you. All of us that, and I'm guilty of this, Jessica, all of us that get an opportunity to go to a spa day, you go to get massages, go get a facial done, whatever, you shouldn't have so much on your schedule that you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've been here I got to get out of here, right? It's supposed to be relaxation. I walked in, you've got the spa music playing, trying to keep them calm. But we're all guilty of got to get back to my life. Yes. And for them, if they can feel that energy, if you feel like, come on, we got to get out of here.
Yes, they can feel it. And then, if the groomers they have a doodle that they're halfway through and mom says, well, I have to be somewhere in an hour, then, that's going to rush that process. It's not going to be. So we encourage everyone to, when you make a grooming appointment, just trust the groomer. The groomers are happy to talk with you through the process. We've had customers like Julie stay, and observe, and then it kind of sets everything at ease.
Well, it's funny. So Terry signed on and she said, I'm so pleased with this place. I can't stress enough to take your loved ones here for any service. There you go. A ringing endorsement. Julie Fabian, she is the one that adopted Peppy after our big event. She said, I took Peppy somewhere else and I was so upset. He was a mess for days. See? That's why you want to stay right here. Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, again, in Cottleville. Diane just said, I love Yuppy Puppy Days. Lily is beautiful, and I'm sure. So what was the disposition of Lily afterwards? How was she acting?
She was great, and she was so cute to show off, too, to her mom. It was almost like, look at me. And then we made a big deal for her birthday and let her take some pictures in there.
She got a crown.
But so before, when she didn't know her mom was here, so we have the window where you can peek in, and Lily was facing the other way, and she was just really relaxed. And like I said, Sharon needed to, if she wanted to go down, that's a signal. The groomers let the dog lay down. We work around them. Sure. And then when they're ready to get up, then we do that. So we kind of let the dog dictate how long the spa day is really going to take for them.
Well, and for us, so Jim and I dropped off, and we have 3. So I actually, just out of respect, I was like, okay, how long do you need them? And it wasn't about me returning quickly. It was, you just let us know. Again, you should go run errands and take some time for yourself, maybe make lunch or whatever. And she was like, give me a few hours. And I was like, yep, done. I mean, thank you for that, because you got 3 dogs to handle right now. Terry actually just said, I wish I could post a picture of Lily right now. She still looks and smells amazing. And it's been 3 weeks.
Nice.
That's pretty incredible. How often do you have, like your regulars that come in for grooming? How often are they coming in?
Regulars come in on a monthly basis. That's called our VIP.
Oh.
So if you book once a month, you get the classic spa package, which is teeth brushing and a facial. So with that's included.
My husband's in the background cracking up.
So all the dogs that are double coated, the Huskies, the Labs, they naturally shed their hair cycle from their follicles every 28 days. Oh. So when people say, oh my gosh, it's only been a month, like if you bring them in a month, you're going to drastically decrease the shedding in your home.
Okay, so that's good to hear. Now, honey, pay attention to this. So we have a Shiba Inu who just all of a sudden has clumps. And I brushed, and I swear I could have knitted a sweater out of what I got off of him, but there it was again.
Yeah.
So he's one that probably would need to be monthly?
Yeah, monthly.
So they sign up for a VIP package? Mm-hmm. And what's that look like?
That means that stylist who booked with, so if Lily came in again in 4 weeks, it would be with Sharon.
Okay.
And so the girls books, it's just reoccurring clients. So I groom on Mondays and Tuesdays. And so my clients have been, I know, years. Once a month for years. Yeah. When they're coming in. And also too, sometimes we hear, Well, my Shih Tzu, my Doodle, my Karen, they might not need a haircut, but by doing that monthly nails, ears, brushing out, it reduces, for one, the spa time, because then you don't have to get in and do so much of the detangling, or, especially if they're an older dog, just those monthly baths if they're potting on themselves a little bit, just to keep them fresh.
Yeah.
And I have senior dogs that sometimes I come in and we just do their face in their potty area for that time. Sometimes they get a haircut every other time. So it's just a standing spa appointment catered to whatever your dog is going to need at that time.
Yeah, you think about yourself, you probably, well, especially for me with short hair, I go every 4 weeks. So you think of the same thing. So your 4, 5, 6 week appointment, you're going in, you're getting your hair done, or you go to get your nails done maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. Think about the babies as well. I see all these Instagram, TikTok, Facebook videos of parents with their dogs. They're laying the dog backwards, putting cucumbers on their eyes. You've seen these, right?
Seen that,
they put actual little facial things on them. They're massaging their chest. And my husband's like, that's ridiculous. And I said, it's not. It looks adorable. Do you think it's great?
I think it's adorable. That we're not that extra with the spa day, but I love going to I attend the trade shows every year, the industry professionals too, because that's how we have come up with. And we bring our products home and try them on our own dogs first. Some of the most amazing products we've had. So there's always things up and coming that, you never know. Maybe if they say cucumbers are the way to go, I might try it. Yeah.
All right. We're visiting once again with Jessica Cook, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. We're going to feature Theo today, who is just absolutely adorable. I had a chance to meet Theo a couple of weeks ago, but this is what Theo looked like as a puppy. How old is he there?
Sure. I think he was 4 months old there. So he has, what I love about rescue is all the different rescues. We root on for the dogs. Our phones are filled with dogs over the years. And so that was from one of his very first caretakers, I believe at 5 Acres or the St. Charles Animal Control. All the different rescues are like, we're all rooting for Theo. So they sent me the baby picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. But how heartbreaking that
he's never known a home.
He's never known a home.
So he was born at 5 Acres,
yeah,
and then went to St. Charles City.
Yes.
And then
here. Because he's such a good boy, but sometimes we want to just different exposure. You never know. Like we transfer dogs from other shelters too that maybe have been their long timers, and one share from our page or a follower or their page, just you never know who they're going to get in front of.
Right.
So it's really key that we all work together and kind of share the long timers.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we want to do, because anybody sees a puppy, it's like, oh, puppy, let's go adopt the puppy. But then you're like, well, what about the senior ones? And there's always the perfect match, like you're going to do with your speed dating.
Yep.
We're going to talk about speed dating in just a second. We're going to take a quick break, but look. Hi, I'm Theo. Please inquire about me is what I put up there, because we want him to get some applications. Please think about, somebody just said earlier that they couldn't wait to see Theo. So we're going to showcase Theo in some pictures, some video, and then we're going to meet him live. He is such a good boy. We'll give you the breakdown on Theo, and we'll have more with Jessica with Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville when we return.
You are truly an incredible human being, and just what you're doing is so inspiring. This was really a cathartic experience for me. So I appreciate you, love you.
It's been an honor to not only just be here on set with you, but just to sit in your presence. You inspire everyone around you, from your motivational speaking to your podcast here, to just being the human that you are.
It's just such a joy to be able to see you at this point in your career. Really following your passion, fulfilling your dreams, and encouraging other people to do the same.
I feel that I've been missing out. I believe God places people like you in people's lives for a reason. You have definitely been a God wink for me.
Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovair Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovair Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovairhealth.com. Welcome back, 7:30. So glad to have you with us. All about positivity, all about taking care of your babies. We are here at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville with the beautiful Jessica Cook, who owns the 2 locations as well as the rescue component. Now, we said we are in the groomer's room, and I told Jessica I was going to start the show up on top of a table and have it act like she was getting ready to groom me, and she'd be like, "No, Monica, these are for the dogs."
I mean, we have gotten up there and trimmed each other's
Have
divots.
you?
Oh, yeah.
See, it's not new. I'm going to take one of our cameras that we have. Hannah Gassman's with us. Go ahead and walk in for us, Hannah. So this is the view for you when you come in with your babies. If you've never been here before, look at how beautiful the groomer's room is. And there's the behind the scenes of the show. So you have the ability to do how many dogs in here at a time?
There's usually 4 groomers in one room at a time, and they all know, if I have a reactive dog, the other girls are going to spend time bathing their dog, take their dog's potty. So we clear the room that's another thing where people maybe are a little hesitant to bring their dog. They're like, my dog is a little spicy, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want and so that's okay. We do lots of dogs that can't be around other dogs, sure, or they're a little nervous or apprehensive. So they're fantastic about moving that around.
I loved watching the process because, like I said, we brought our babies here, and like a lot of parents, dog parents, moms, dads, I'm sure, they're probably like, "Oh, can I see the process?" So she actually was so sweet. She brought us back because I was so worked up about Tessa, as you know. I was like, I want Tessa to have a good experience. And it's not about them. It was about her behaving is what what it was all about. She did great. Adelaide was the goofball. And Opus was just the sweetest gentleman, wasn't he?
Yeah. Sweetest. And I was like, okay, we normally don't let you come back in the full thing because the whole time I got a lot more wet than I would bathing your dogs.
I'm sorry.
Because Jim and Monica were, it's okay. And I'm like, I got this. I'll video record the whole thing. And then as soon as they left, the dog stood perfectly. And I was like, okay.
It's our fault. Okay, listen to that, parents. It's our fault. We're doing that. Just trust the experts, right? They wouldn't come in and try and change your job. So trust the experts.
Well, because of course they want to be near you.
Yes.
You're their people.
Yes.
And
we're the ones making them act up.
Right.
It's just like parents. Drop the kids off. Trust the teachers. Right? Okay, so that was a little bit of the grooming room. And Hannah's going to walk around and we'll show you some different things throughout. If we've got some parents dropping the dogs off, we'll show you the dog cam. I mentioned Theo, and we are on a mission to get these babies adopted. By the way, 2 weeks ago, we were here and we were showing Mama Blue. And what's going on with Mama?
No applications, no interest.
Mama Blue needs to be adopted. All of these babies do, but we're going to we'll keep in contact with Jessica. As they get adopted, we'll let you know. But please inquire because I'm surprised by that.
I know.
She's beautiful.
It's one of those, we get asked, why is that dog still there? It's just, there's so many dogs in the state of Missouri that it's easy, like dogs like Theo, just to get overlooked for one reason or another. It doesn't mean because they have so many days behind their intake date that anything was wrong with them. It just means that they kept drawing the short stick.
Well, no longer for Theo. Theo, again, has never understood what it's like to be in a home because he's gone from where he was born and then to St. Charles City, then to here. Has he gotten applications?
No applications.
What?
He's had meet and greets, but we always say he's never gotten a second date. Other adopters have just gone with somebody else or one thing or another. So
Look at Theo. I mean, Theo, again, when you hear that, you're thinking, oh, he must act up. There must be some issues. Give us a breakdown on Theo for those that are interested. And look at, this was so cute. I said, hey, Santa,
Yes.
can you find me a forever home?
Yes. So Theo was the only one that was deaf in his litter.
Mm-hmm.
So and they did a great job. The vets figured that out at a young age. And that was kind of what we believe was his scarlet letter. Like everyone said, a deaf dog. Do I want to take that on? How much involvement is that? And we can tell you, because of his impairment, he is more focused with eye contact and uses his nose and his other gifts for his surroundings. He's been great. Now, when he did come to us, he was a little bit, at that time, we said no children because he just needed a little bit more work. Him being deaf, if he was sleeping, he can startle easily.
Mm-hmm.
And he did come not knowing how to interact with other dogs. And so he's been here with us. Our trainers and staff are just constantly putting in work for him. So about 3 months ago, we had got him to where he was perfectly fine going to events, and he was like, get me out of here. I'm going to show off. Why are all my other friends getting to go? He's excellent at events. He lets everyone come up to him. He's with the other dogs. And then at Bar K with the Mama Blues puppies, he was in a calm state. And we were like, look how good. He's actually being curious. And he played with all the puppies. So he had a breakthrough. And then since then, we have let him play with the puppies here and small dogs. So he went from not the best with any dogs to can coexist with dogs to now we would feel comfortable placing him in a home with a small dog or a puppy.
There you go. And look, so this is when I had a chance to meet him a couple of weeks ago, and how well he does with hand movements.
Mm-hmm.
And there she is. She's getting him to sit and go down. Just the disposition of Theo was surprising to me, because I think that's the thing. People think, oh, a deaf dog, oh, a blind dog.
Mm-hmm.
You had, what was the 10-year-old blind dog?
Stevie.
So yeah, and Stevie got adopted out. Look at this was my favorite. The love here. I got to get the audio.
I love being
audio on
grandma
this.
to them.
The audio cracked me up because I just started laughing so hard here at the end. But how old is he? I'm going to let it run through. I cracked up so hard and
he's had 0 applications
because
he was born.
Love on me, right?
Yes.
But yeah, so how long did it take you to work with him with teaching the hand movements?
It took about for getting hand movements about 6 weeks. So the key for any training, here's a little tip. So like when you bring a dog home and you want to teach them a new trick or new behavior, it takes 2 weeks for that pattern to set in with no interruption. So say you want to teach your dog to not run out the door when guests come in.
Yep.
It takes 2 weeks of setting that dog up for success, for not letting him get anxious to go out the door, to let them go out the door. If at one time during that 2-week process, he does go through the door, you got to start that 2 weeks all over again. So consistency, boundaries, you can teach dogs things with it has to be consistent and you can reverse some of those behaviors that, like how he was so reactive with other dogs. It took us setting him up for success again and again and again and again. So those positive experiences have outweighed now any negative experiences.
Well, and that's the problem when people take a dog and they go to have them training, right? They're complaining, oh, the dog's not doing this, but are we consistent with them? We play a huge role in that, right?
A huge role. So our day training, we have the dogs, they come in for school. They drop off in the morning, just like you would, between 7 and 9, pick up between 4 and 6. So the trainers they put those skills on the dog with no human error. Because let's face it, like if the timing isn't right, life happens. So by letting them come Monday through Friday, having the trainers set all those successes up, and then Friday we do a lesson and we have the owners then, okay, let's show you do this. And are you able to do this? See this right here? So it's definitely, you have to do your homework, but by letting them come to school Monday through Friday, that's 5 days of setting up for success. None of those one-time whoopses to get the setback. And then usually on Monday, they have to go back and fix a couple things. We're like, okay, so yeah.
But that's why you're coming in. I mean, you can't just think it's like one time fix everything. No, it's again, I don't know why people don't do the association of no different than if you have an actual child, right? This is your furry child, and you're teaching them manners, as you mentioned, boundaries. You're having consistency.
Yeah.
You want a well-behaved dog, you've got to do the training. I can tell the difference in Tessa, who was trained when she was a puppy, and Adelaide was not. And Adelaide, I mean, is there a point? That's actually a good question. Is there a point where if they're a certain age that we can break the bad habits?
Yes and no. So it depends on, so yes, you can always teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay.
And so say this just happened with Ashley, who got adopted by this wonderful couple. They have an old German Shepherd that doesn't want another friend, doesn't like people in the house, doesn't like dogs in the house. And, we were very honest. We're like, Ashley gets along with everybody. However, your dog doesn't want another friend. And you're like, that's fine. We want a dog that we can take out, do things with. She's great. She lives in the home. It all comes down to how honest adopters are, willing to exist. They can slowly get there because routines of Ashley is in the home, feeding was separately, all needs were met for all dogs. It's a slow introduction. So they came, I believe, 9 times. And the first time, their dog was muzzled. It was all these things. By the last time they were able to sit side by side, it just, because we constantly, and sometimes it was just short meetings. It was, okay, today they didn't growl at each other. We're ending on a high note, get them out here. So the next time, positive experience again.
Yeah. Focus on the positivity. I mean, that's really what life is supposed to be about. That's why we came up with this particular topic and this segment, because it is stressing there are so many levels of personalities of dogs, but don't dismiss one. And that's the biggest thing with rescues is you've got to give them time. I love your post because you always talk about, if you're adopting a dog and then all of a sudden it's like 3, 4, 5, 7 days and you're like, nope, return.
Yes.
No, you can't even, for me, that's not even an option.
Yeah.
That shouldn't even be in your brain.
Right.
Why would you think of returning? You wouldn't return a child, I would hope. So you shouldn't be returning them. I'm keeping an eye on Hannah. So if she sees any doggies come in, we'll show you that. So Theo is up for adoption. We want to get Theo some applications. Theo was featured at your gala, right?
Yes. And he was a hit. He was a show off. And we told his story and everyone couldn't believe that he was deaf. We saved that kind of for the end and they're like, what? He was perfect.
And that made me surprised that he wasn't adopted after that because he was showed up. Okay, you also have, and we're going to talk about the calendar that you teamed up with the Highway Patrol. So he was doing his photo shoot, and what was he looking for?
Yes, he was picking out the cat burglar.
Good job, Theo.
Yeah.
So there it is, Mom, right there. So when did you do the calendar shoot?
We did it right before Christmas and got at lunch. We teamed up with the Highway Patrol because we were at a chamber meeting and he said, hey, Highway Patrol, it's always the firefighters and the police and to get the dog calendars. We need a Highway Patrol. So that's what we did. So it's a combination of their dogs that are, the bomb sniffing dogs and the therapy dogs recorded and the police dogs mixed with our rescues. And all of our rescues that were featured in there, all but 3 have been adopted. So one of them is Steve. Steve's still here. He was with the bomb unit.
So Steve, and then of course Theo.
Yep.
And then who else?
And then, oh my gosh, I can't.
Because I think Peppy was in one of these shoots. And
Justin.
Oh, Justin. So Justin's still here too?
Justin's still here.
Okay, so we need some applications for these 3 that we're talking about. Where can they get those calendars?
They are here in-house. Yep.
So I love the fact that you teamed up and again showing support for our men and women in blue or brown, wherever they were. Blue and black, aren't they?
I don't know. No, I'm thinking. I don't know.
I think. Well, and I love their hats, by the way. I mean, I want you to support the men and women that are our first responders, our law enforcement. And I just love the fact that you can support here, the rescue component, and then show your support for law enforcement as well. So as we mentioned, Theo, we're going to meet Theo.
We're going to meet Theo in person.
Okay. We are going to take a break and we're going to come back. And I want you to see the personality of Theo. I want you to watch how great Jessica does. And it's all about, again, taking the care, the training. I know a lot of you were interested in seeing Theo today. I want firsthand just how great he can be with you and how well he does with the hand signals. That's what really impressed me. So we'll have Theo when we return. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back, 747. We are going to meet Theo shortly, but I didn't want you to think that I wasn't seeing your comments. So let me run through some of those while Jessica's over getting Theo. Diane said, thank you, Jessica, for what you do. Marilyn sending out love and hugs to my friend Leona. Oh, she had to put her sweet dog down. I'm so sorry. It's one of the hardest things. She said my coworker Bev had to put her sweet dog down as well. One of the most difficult things to go through for sure. Our hearts and prayers go out to you. Have you ever thought about opening a place close to South County? I live not too far from South County in Illinois. I will ask her that right now, obviously based out in St. Charles County. 2 locations. If you're just tuning in, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. We're at the Cottleville location. And then there is the O'Fallon location as well. The rescue component, though, that's why we come to the Cottleville one, is right here. We'll also maybe walk through and show you the suites where the dogs are able to come. They have like little mansions that they stay in. We'll ask that question, Julie, in just a second. Let's see who else. Jessica, so proud of you. Working in Winghaven, I've watched you and the doc, the veterinarian, evolve from the strip mall to watching your amazing, huge location in Winghaven to now a large location in Cottleville. Great to see woman-owned businesses, right? A huge leap of faith she made. What advice would you say to other women wanting to be a successful business? Okay, good question. We will ask that to her in just a second. I'm going to take some little video here back and forth because Theo just came into the room. I hope we didn't have to wake Theo up. Let's get our camera and we'll showcase instead of bringing him over here. But in the background, everybody's saying, congratulations, Jessica. What a huge leap of faith. Somebody wants to know if you would ever open another location outside of St. Charles County, maybe South County.
I never say never.
She never says never, she says. Never says never. Okay, so Theo's, oh my gosh, Theo's eyes, folks, I'm telling you, and so super soft. Theo's going in my purse right now. Okay, let's bring the camera in. I'm going to show you Theo. All right, there's a little hesitation in this room, but okay, let's position down towards Theo. We can't see him right now. There we go. All right, everybody. So this is Theo. And Jessica, let's back off just a bit. There we go. Okay, so watch these. Again, we're doing the hand movements with Theo, walking around. Treat motivated.
Well, he's going to do it all now.
He's
like sitting back. He's just going to really
look
show
at,
off.
Look at that tail. Oh, what a sweet baby. And again, folks, if you're just tuning in, we mentioned Theo is deaf. But look how well behaved by everything that Jessica is able to do with him, how she teaches. Look at, I mean, this is the whole thing. When you go through and you have dogs trained and you say, here, place here, paws up. Look what he's doing. Look, the attention. He's
going straight to down. He knows he's going to sit and down.
He's got it figured out. He's like, I got you, Mom. Look at this baby. This is Theo, and I don't know why Theo hasn't had any applications. So that is what this is all about. We are doing our best for you to inquire, have some applications, not just once. Look at, he's like, can I have more, please? One of the things Jessica said when I first met him, she's like, oh, he's a little bit of a chunky rescue. This is Theo live in person, and look, I mean, really well behaved. She mentioned earlier how great he's doing with other dogs. Treat motivated, love motivated, kissing. Watch, he'll kiss her like crazy, wagging his tail, and he is available for you. I'm hoping that when I talk to Theo, when I talk to Jessica after this, that she is able to tell me that from today's show, either you or someone that you spread the word to inquires about Theo and says, I want a meeting, I want a second date. It will just warm my heart, just kind of like Peppy did when Julie had a chance to see him at our gala, and just all the dogs, when we showcase them, it's not about them staying here. Obviously, they've got great love, as you see with Jessica and her staff, but the ultimate goal is obviously to get them hopefully in your home or into a loving home of someone that you know. So please do me a favor. Can we get really close on his face? Look at this baby. Look at the smile. Look at the eyes. Everybody, this is Theo. So somebody said, since he is deaf, does he bark?
No, he does not.
He does not bark. Good question, Michelle. Oh my God, he's adorable. Give this baby a home. I have 3 already. And no, that's the problem. That's just like me. I have 3, but every time I come in here, I'm like, okay, I don't understand why this dog's not. So is he an Australian Shepherd or a mix?
He's probably a mix.
A mix?
Yeah.
So an Australian Shepherd mix, super soft. And look at that butt tail. It's oh, there we go. Hi, Theo. It's the butt cam. All right, everybody. So this is Theo. I'm going to bring Jessica back in the chair, and we're going to wrap up the show. But before we did so, I wanted to make sure that we showcase this beautiful baby up for adoption. Please, we're going to get some applications for him. We'll give you all the information that you need to know. One more time. Let's look at his face. There he is. Bye, Theo. Thank you for showcasing. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Welcome back. It's Positive Talk Time, and I'm laughing because it looks like the dog's talking through the microphone.
That's cute.
So, Theo, I know a lot of you are probably like, how is it possible that Theo is not adopted? I don't know. That's the question, but we want to get him adopted. We want to get some applications for him. So if somebody wants to go through the process and meet Theo, tell us how that works.
Well, come today from 12 to 5. It's our speed dating date. And then also on our website or our Facebook, applications first, and then we'll set up a meet and greet.
Okay, so the speed dating, have you done this before?
We have, and we love it because we take the breed, the size, and the age out of the equation. Okay. And so the look, so they don't get to see any of the photos. I mean, of course, when people come, they know they might want to see this dog or they might want to see this dog. So we have them do a question. I know.
It's in her face.
It's working with dogs. So we say, what are the ages of the humans in the home? What is your ideal lifestyle? Do you work a lot? Do you want a dog to go like we do? We focus on lifestyle activity. Okay. Because a lot of times people will say, again, go back to the husky. It's like, I want this husky, but I want a dog who just wants to sit on my couch and I
That's not a Siberian husky.
And and there are some unicorn huskies that are like that, but so we just love doing this speed dating because we'll say, this is the dog by all these questions, or maybe we don't have any, or maybe we do that meets we're going to bring them out. And so we love when people I didn't even consider this dog. Right. And it's like, but he checks all your boxes that would transition a rescue dog into your home, easily.
Yeah.
So,
well, it is all about the connection. You can come in, and obviously that's the beauty of going into a rescue and then thinking in your mind, oh, I think I want this. I want a purebred. I want that. But that's really in life, right? You got to wipe away all the stereotypical. You're not that you don't have standards, but you're maybe sometimes too picky and you're looking for the wrong things. You got to look at what connects with you.
Right.
It's the same thing with dogs.
Or, some people will say, and it all has to be the right fit, but they say, oh, I want want a puppy because I don't want any rescue dog with issues. And we say, well, unless you know who the mom and dad were, genetics play a role in that too. A puppy could grow up with issues if it doesn't have set boundaries and things. Or I don't want an older dog because they might have health issues, but yet, a young dog can come down with something too. So we say, just wrap your head around, we're all don't know our future, and the dogs don't either. Amen. So embrace the dog that you have and the amount of time that you have with that dog,
and live in the present. You don't know what's going to come in the future, and you don't have an entire packet of information on a dog to know its history, right? And the other thing is, there's so many people in their mindset, I'm going to go buy a dog and I'm going to go to a breeder. No, we really want to break that mindset. We keep telling you to adopt, don't shop, please. And when you think about purebreds, a lot of times they have more issues than like mixed dogs do sometimes.
Well, and for instance, so we just had some DNA tests done on it was a transfer. We had 40 Havaneses last year, pregnant moms from a breeder who was getting out of Havaneses, and they did DNA tests on them, and there was no Havanese in them. There was a whole bunch of other things, but they were somehow a licensed breeder selling Havaneses. And I think it was 36% like Cocker Spaniel, Dotson, all these things, but they looked like Havaneses, but they were just a little off, like a little too long, a little too something, and personality matched to a T that these guys are Dotson and Cockers and all that.
I love DNA. I don't know if any of you have done it, by the way, you can let us know. I love doing a DNA. I would, from this moment forward, I will always do it because it's fun. It's also, it gives you an opportunity to kind of Google about them and go, oh, now I understand.
Exactly.
They fit all of these things.
Yes.
Like Tessa, when we got her, she was rescued from, I think, the APA, and they said she was a boxer mix. And I'm like, this dog doesn't look like a boxer to me. And she wasn't. She's 75% Australian cattle. And then she's got a little bit of shepherd in her.
Yeah.
And then some collie. And I was like, see, and I think we talked about this last time, that a lot of rescues, a lot of places have gone away from telling you what the breed is.
Yes.
So that you don't go, oh, it's not this, I'm going to return it.
We can say they look like, but we've been surprised. I think I told you personality, once they get DNA tested, we had a dog that looked like a Schnauzer, just bigger ears to a T, but he was very, very much terrier-like and needed to be a single dog and other things. And he had no Schnauzer in him, but he looked exactly like a Schnauzer with bigger ears. So you just never know.
So speed dating today from noon to 5. They have to sign up for that in advance, or just come on up?
Yep.
Oh, okay. If you come to the speed dating, I want to know if you're able to get a chance to meet Theo, maybe Mama Blue. Maybe those are the matches for you. So they do speed dating for how long?
Usually it's speed dating. So, I mean, we'll spend if there's a connection, we're going to spend a little bit longer, and then we set up a time for a private meet and greet. It depends. Y'all seem to come on a bus at the same time. So we'll be waiting. No one will be here, and then the lobby's full. So we will set up another appointment and do a private meet and greet if they get a
Otherwise,
second
it'd be like about 5 minutes or so? Or
a little bit longer.
10? Yeah. So I'm thinking about actual speed dating with you meeting another human. That's back, by the way, and it's like 6 minutes. And then you're hoping to have a connection, and then you can pick it up from there. But so maybe 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dogs for you to see. Open your mind, open your heart, and again, wipe away some things that you might have in your head of if you've never rescued a rescue dog, you've got a whole new brand new world that is going to open up to you. I will be surprised if you ever buy a dog again, because for me, all I had to do was be introduced. We've always rescued. I mean, that was the way I grew up. And I hope that's what you do, is that you do that kind of introduction to your kids. So it's something that they know and they pass forward.
Because in Missouri, there is every breed rescue as well. And they have age. So like, if you are set on, I would like XYZ, I want this, there is a rescue group for that. So just make connections with them and go from there. And there is you name it. It's just a rescue is just a dog that somebody gave up on for who knows what reason. It could have been finances. It could have been other things. Yeah. There is an age and a breed out there. You just have to take your time and find them.
That's right. We're talking about the babies. And before we wrap up, I want to go back and see if we missed anybody. We're going to go back all the way to the beginning because we've been busy today. Good morning, all, and the puppies. So there we go. Kathleen Morris said she was looking forward to seeing Theo. So Kathleen, now I'm interested. If you are interested in applying to maybe you can come here for a speed date. I know she lives south. So you were just a little bit off mic before, but you said never say never. So it's not that you wouldn't open a location, but right now you have people that travel from all over though to bring your dogs in, right?
Yeah, we have all over. I just rescue after 21 years in business. So rescue is a lot of my time. It's my passion. It's my heart. So I wouldn't say never, but
she's busy here.
I'm busy.
She's very busy here. Everybody said this is awesome. I saw a lot of comments earlier about congratulations, and you can see your true passion. Earlier to Beckett, excellent forecast. Thank you to him. You have to meet him. He's so cool. Bring him on every day. He's my trusted weather source now. I love that. Some people have said he's more accurate than the meteorologist out there. Yes, Beckett's amazing. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Any comments that we missed? I have a Lily. She's a Yorkie. Yay for Lily. Yes, we were showing Lily earlier, by the way. For those of you that didn't get a chance to see, we gave you a really cool story about a senior dog that was kind of dismissed at another groomer, but not here. And now, Terry, you got to bring Lily back into Sharon. So we mentioned earlier to try to take care of those babies in the grooming aspect, maybe every 4 weeks, if you can, maybe every month and a half. Very responsible model for rescue, being able to fully care for them while you're in your care. So yes, thank you for saying that. So pleased. Those are the ones we saw earlier. Let me think. I love Sharon. She was patient and thorough. How long has Sharon been with you?
Sharon's been a groomer. She actually came back out of retirement because it's what you do. If you were a groomer, you're going to do it till you can't do it anymore. And so she works part-time for us now. She's been back with us for about a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
All right. You have how many groomers total?
Total, I think 9.
Wow.
And one just went on maternity leave yesterday. She went to a doctor's appointment and they said, get home. Your baby's probably going to be due any day. So my grooming is such it's a underthanked job. Because I'm a groomer. These groomers work so hard and just their heart is in these dogs. And so, yeah, she is off. She's on maternity rest now.
What's her name?
Kaya.
Kaya. Congratulations soon. You're actually talking to another groomer. So Hannah, who was our intern, and then we hired her. She does editing and producing for us. She's been grooming for how long?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Yep. So she's shaking her head to all these things that Jessica's saying. Theo's adorable. Yes, Theo deserves a good home. What you have to do, if you cannot be the one that adopts Theo, you've got to share this. So that's one thing that I always say is to please share and like and follow, because you never know who will get a chance to see this from those that you follow, your friends, your family, and that's how it spreads. I want you to follow them online also, Facebook and Instagram. Go to their website. That way you can see all these amazing dogs that come in. Yes, Theo does deserve a good home. Oh, so sweet. Very much so. Okay, so Jessica, so proud of you. I don't know if you heard this earlier. Marilyn said, working in Winghaven, I've watched you and the doc, the veterinarian, evolve from the strip mall to watching your amazing, huge location in Cottleville. Great to see women owned, so successful. I know the first location was a huge leap of faith. What advice would you say to other women wanting to be a successful business?
Do what you love and the rest will follow. I truly believe that. I loved what I knew that I wanted to create something to where dogs could be treated like how I treat my dogs. And I knew there was something out there, and just, it's hard work. It is hard work. You will have to dig deep, and
yes.
every woman business owner knows you're going to work more for yourself than you ever would for anyone else, but it's worth it. And that's kind of like the labor of love has just, I've listened to clients, and if it made sense for my business, then we did that. And that's how we have grown.
And we need more strong, powerful women to be role models. So you can watch the evolution of what takes place. It is, like you said, it is scary, and you do work a heck of a lot of hours. And there's some days where you're just like, why?
Yes.
And then you go, never mind.
Yeah.
This is why.
But I get to go sit in the room with
I was
the
just
dog.
going to say, all you have to do. Can you do that for me, Hannah? Can you show the suites? So we'll have Hannah, while we're looking at some of these other questions, let's see. Have you ever, that was the thing about South County. Good. Look at this. Elon Musk. Good morning.
Yes, Eli.
Sending out love. Oh, yeah. So we were talking when you were going to get Theo about how difficult it is to lose one of your babies, how difficult it is to make the decision. You always would hope that you don't want them to leave, but if they would just go peacefully in their sleep, that you don't have to make the decision. One of the most difficult decisions to do is to make that. And so she's not on right now. She has to connect again. Is to at some point say, it's time. Can you address it? I think we should probably do an entire show on that next time of when it's appropriate, because there's some people that are like, no, that they can still be around. My husband said that he thinks we made it a little too late. He thought when we had to put Kira down that he's like, we probably should have done it earlier. You don't want them to suffer.
You don't want them to suffer. So I say when the bad days start to outweigh the good days, don't do it just because they've had one bad day, several bad days. If they still are, so like if they have a bad day and then they have a good day and they have a bad day and they have a good day, and obviously vet care, we have a great relationship with your vet, run all the tests. I believe if a dog is in pain and nothing can do and they're suffering, then that is something, sometimes we're just keeping them around for us, and we need to,
that's what he said.
Reflect in there.
So if there's more a pattern of bad, then it's near
time. If they're going to harm themselves in any way, we should do a whole show on that.
I'm glad that actually just came up.
That's a loaded topic.
It is. And Marilyn, thank you, by the way, for bringing it up, because it's something that's so very difficult to do. We had to make the decision to put 3 down in 9 months.
Oh gosh.
It really ripped me apart. It's that kind of, you think of when you get horrible news and it just is in your gut. This was in my throat and I thought I couldn't breathe. I couldn't believe it was happening again and again.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got our dog cam. I'm going to get it before we lose it. So if she can show, let me take her camera and she's going to walk through for us. So Hannah, I got to thank again. Hannah there we go. Let's take this full. So there's the suites. They're like mansions. How many suites do you have?
We have 32. We call these our plazas. So, and anytime we have open tour policy. So yes, you might get like when we say, sorry, food cart coming through. But anytime, both locations, we open at 7, we close at 6 during the week, Saturdays 9 to 5. We are staffed 24 hours a day, but those any hours of business, come on by. We always have an open door policy. We give you a tour of the whole place.
And so it's fun because when I came through, I would just look in and all the doggies in there and they're all excited to see you. They're popping their little noses up. Yeah. So this is just a little view walking through of this absolutely gorgeous place. It's Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville. Thank you again to Hannah for that. Jessica, hats by Diane. She said, thank you for what you do. Do you know Diane Isbell? She does those
I met
beautiful
her
hats
at Christmas during that Kirkwood show. That was so wonderful. Yes,
she's amazing. You two need to do something together for sure. OMG, Theo's adorable. Give this baby a home. I have 3 already. So do we. Otherwise, so Jim's like, no, Monica.
Come on.
He keeps saying every time you come here, I'm afraid you're going to bring another dog home. We did answer. So yes, since he's deaf, he does not bark. It's like an online dating scenario. Exactly. I think it's a good idea to make arrangements for your fur baby to be taken care of in case something happens to you, no matter how young you are, because you never know. That's a good point. That's another thing we should bring up.
And so that is how Yuppy Puppies Forever, my rescue, got started, because it was clients' dogs who were elderly, who were passed away, or not elderly, they were terminally ill. They came to me and didn't know what they were going to do with their pet. They had no family. And it was up to 40 one year, and financially on me. And my husband was like, if you bring home one more dog, I think you actually now need to become a rescue. And so that's what we did. And yes, and now we work with a couple groups. Claire's House is fantastic. They actually will keep the dogs in the home. Like say somebody they had a hip replacement, but to take that dog permanently out, that's going to hinder healing for them.
Absolutely.
So they are a nonprofit group that will come and walk the dog and buy dog food to keep them in the home. And then if something should happen to them, we work with them. And bring them on. And
yeah, it's a good point. I mean, that when you're doing like wills, you're doing living trust, things like that, you should probably factor that in, because if something were to happen to you, you all go away and travel, everybody's together, a plane would go down. You never know what happens. What happens to your children? That should be put in. What happens to your baby? So, Jim, we need to do that.
Yeah.
Who would take care of our girls and boys?
We have quite a few clients now that we are in their will. So something should
smart.
happen for we get to take on their dog, and it's an absolute honor.
I was just going to say, that's got to be an honor. That's got to make you feel good. That kind of trust. Sharon says, I did DNA tests for both my dogs and love it. Do you have a particular company that you would recommend?
I prefer the Embark.
Embark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They would find that online?
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good morning, Teresa. Thank you for the gifts that we gave away yesterday. We did the DNA on both of our dogs. I would say that that is real, needs to be done on all dogs. You learn so much about your dog. It even shows if this is any close to you.
It'll show you siblings. Like, so say you had no idea where your dog came from or how many litters they had. If somebody else has done, it's kind of like 23andMe. It'll say, this is your branch of your tree. This is your direct sister. This is your mom. This is if other people have done it, it links them together.
Really?
And then we've had clients that they meet up with their siblings, like a family reunion.
That happened. So our dog Tessa, what was her name going to be? Pixie. There's a woman who reached out and said, I have your dog's sister. And I was like, what? Yeah. So Penny, she's out there. We actually met at the park once. And I was like, and it's so funny because you think like, hey, run to each other, your sisters.
No.
Tessa was like, I don't know this dog, Mom.
Yeah.
Playing.
Yeah.
you want it to happen, but it doesn't always happen. Heidi, my miniature schnauzer, loves Liz at Winghaven. Liz is so loving and caring. Heidi is a bit of a mess and not her best behavior or love to groom, but Liz does fabulous for her. See, we all sit here and we all have to make excuses for our dogs. I'm still working on Chaya's baby blanket. Do you know who this is?
Oh, that's Kaya. That's Haley. That's my other groomer. She crochets. She crochets for all of our old dogs. The rescue.
Haley does?
Yeah, she crochets sweaters for them or our hospice dogs. And so she was.
So that's how you spell Kaya?
Yeah. So she was still working on Kaya's blanket. She went too soon.
Julie, thank you for sharing. We recently put our dog Wiggles down. Not quite ready for another, but love dogs. We'll definitely go to Yuppy Puppy when we get another. Thank you, Kathleen, and I'm sorry for your loss. I'll watch on the replay. I overslept. Dogs are pudding. We have a pack of 4 Pomeranians. I'll have to watch on the replay. Oh, we have a pack of 4 Poms. Okay. Got to lift each other up and promote each other. Yes, that would be a good show because my babies are 10, 11, and 12, and I'm getting nervous. Isn't that what happens? We sit there and think, their life expectancy, 10 to 15 years. I saw a video the other day, and I want to bring it home here with you with this. So it was speaking from a dog's point of view, and it said, I know you have to go to work, and then you might want to run to happy hour, and you want to meet your friends, and you've got all these things to do. You've got friends, you've got family, you've got work, but when you come home, understand that we waited for you all day because we didn't have anywhere to go. Yeah. And you are our whole world.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then it said, and we're only here for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
So please spend as much time with us as possible.
Yes.
But the one reason I wanted to say that is instead of having them, if you have the ability, instead of having them at home where they don't have anybody to be with, bring them to Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa because then they could play. I told you for the 30 years of my career, I always was like, I would love for my dogs to be able to do that, but nobody was open at 2:00 in the morning. That was always the problem. But I thought it was the coolest thing because they're loving on each other. They're playing, or at least if they're not like overly the extrovert, they're absorbing it.
Right. And camp is not for all the dogs. Like we always say, like, sometimes you might want to go to a concert. I might just want to go have a dinner with a friend. So it's important finding those groups, and we separate them into those play styles. We also have Chase, he recently just passed, but he was 21 years old.
Holy cow.
So he came because his mom worked and she just didn't want him home alone. She knew he was coming to an end of life. She trusted with our decision. We're close to a vet. Of course, we'd be in contact with her, but she was like, every day, like, he might pass, and I'm glad he wouldn't be alone. So we had a room for him every day. She would drop off before work. We'd change his diaper. It was a thing. And so, but he was one at 21. He was a cockapoo, and he was eating. He was drinking. He wasn't skinny. His eyes weren't glazed over. And so and she had a great relationship with the vet, and they were like, he's not in pain. He's old, so he just doesn't have control sometimes over his bladder and things, but you'll know. You'll know.
We are going to do a little bit more in depth into that in a show, because it really is a very difficult thing to do. That was the thing. People watched the day we had to put Nico down. They're like, well, you were feeding him a filet mignon. He was eating. And I said, yeah, but he was so emaciated looking.
Yes.
And he was in so much pain of trying to get down to the ground. That's with those decisions.
That's one of the things a lot of people say, well, if they're still eating. And talking with a couple of behaviorists and some of the vets, that's not a sign. A lot of times the dogs eat for you because they don't want to disappoint. You're giving them something they want to. So that's not always a sign.
Nope. Not at all. No. And it definitely, we knew we made the right decision. It's just gut wrenching, right? As we mentioned earlier, you just wish that they could go on their own. Terry, I pray that my Lily passes in her sleep. I know. Good days and bad days. Not sure when the bad days will outweigh the good, but living life to the fullest. I will say getting her groomed has given her many great days.
Yes. It really does. Like sometimes the next day we say, don't be alarmed if they sleep a little bit more. They're sorry, because it's like grandma all day getting her nails done and her spotted, even though they're so careful. But then it makes, think about it. If you got fresh out of the shower, you shaved your legs, you washed your face, you put on some lipstick, you're going to feel better. And that's what it does to them.
You mentioned that Lily got done and was like saying like, hey, look at me. My mom and I still swear to this day, this dog Aussie that we had, very first time because we hadn't back then, we just always washed our dogs, didn't know anything about grooming, took her to a groomer. And when we showed up, her tail was so high. She was so fluffy. And my mom goes, I think she knows she looks pretty.
Yeah, they do. They try out of here. Yeah.
For Valentine's Day, Lily got a new bed. Yes. Oh, she's really getting pampered. So blessed. Into the 16th year. I miss Chase. He was such a sweet boy. That's from Haley. And then my rescue is a certified touch therapy dog through Duo Dogs, a great organization. Love volunteering with her. I love that. All right, everybody. So we're talking about dogs one more time. If you tuned in late, I'm going to show you Theo, because that has been our feature dog of the day. Please come if you can today for the speed dating. Theo would love for you to inquire, have an application. Not just a first date, but a second date. Please let me look at this. Look at how good that look on that face. The eyeballs is what did it for me. And you saw just the disposition when he was with us live and in person. And these are some of the videos when I told you I first came and met Theo. I was so super impressed with how well he did with, again, the hand commands. But he is deaf, but don't dismiss him for that, right? That's the biggest thing we want to say is he will love on you. And I love the fact that you're saying that he's doing so good with other dogs as well. Okay, I'm going to be in contact with Jessica, and she's going to let us know if this group right here, the Real Monica Adams family, that you guys inquire, and then we get them adopted. That's our ultimate goal. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
This is fun. I feel like we got all those shows planned out.
We'll go more in depth. But once again, tell them how they can get a hold of you, how they can inquire about Theo. And then you said just show up today for the speed dating.
Show up to the Cottleville location, 5289 Highway N. Anytime from 12 to 5. So website is yuppypuppyspa.com, and there's a link to create your pet's profile, message us, book appointments, ask any questions as well.
So when it comes time, and I know a lot of you saying that, oh, I just lost a dog, it might be a little too early. As much as she said, you'll know when it's time to have to put them down. If you do, you'll also know when it's time to bring them back in. Mm-hmm. And open your heart. I know it's a difficult thing. You're not replacing them.
You never replace them. You're honoring them by bringing a dog in need into your home for them.
And if you believe in this, I think they send the next one to you.
I believe so.
Oh, there you go. Too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. We've got a little, again, we talked about the weather in the beginning of the show. We'll have Beckett on again tomorrow morning because it could be a little dicey on the morning commute. We'll talk about what the weather, and my old friend from Fox 2, Annalise Parks, is joining us from Dallas, Texas. We'll see what she's up to. We'll also be joined by Allison Arngrim again, Nellie Olson from Little House on the Prairie. She's going to be with us, as well as one of the gentlemen from the Working Women Show. We'll be there all weekend. I hope to see you there. We'll be speaking on the main stage Saturday at 1:30 before Allison speaks. So that's taking place for you tomorrow. Remember what we always say, go out Be anything you want to be in the world. Come for speed dating today. Adopt a dog and spread kindness. That's what it's all about. God bless you all. Bye-bye.